Okay, should I open the front gate?
Yes, go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Melee Market number 4. I will fire a pistol round one shot into the air to signal that we are now open for business.
What can I offer you?
Oh yeah, that's right.
What can you suggest?
Yeah, so I got this ledger, and then
Suggest. For what purpose?
I also the first installment of the money
Oh my
you
gosh.
originally invested.
Well,
Truly, I was not expecting this. Thank you.
easy and effective.
I would recommend something a little bit better.
Thank you very much.
Though, if you can afford it.
You know, I've been
I was
talking to
thinking maybe a
bartenders
Schofield
and seeing
right
all the
now.
profits that have come in. They've been
Well,
doing quite well for themselves. So
the law does like
I'm
to
real
use
proud of it all, and
Schofields.
they
The Navy's
couldn't
very
have happened
nice.
without your help.
I
So.
find
Yeah, hey Cole. Were you just talking to Charlie Walker?
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie. Charlie.
Walk with me, my friend. Walk with me.
They said
Been a
you.
long time.
Yeah, I've not seen you in a very long time.
Oh yes, last time you saw me, I had an eye. If I'm not mistaken.
You,
Oh no, it wasn't. No, you saw me after my incident, didn't you? A while back.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, but
Hello.
Good to talk.
anyhow.
That was.
From now on, I want to know if there is any altercations, right, between yourselves and my brother, yeah? I would kindly ask, yeah, if you left me the fuck out of it. So I've got things to do, Mr. Way and Mr. Barley and Mr. Coe. I've got people to redeem, I've got people to save, yeah? I haven't got enough time to sit in bed again after you fucking blow me away 6 times.
July and the others again.
Bruce.
You were spared that day by me and my own, because we're not people without honor. Yes?
Well, I can't speak on it, Mr. Way, 'cause I can't remember the actions after I was struck down, but...
I know.
No, I didn't know, though. Mr. Yariko was involved in that, bless him. Very good at keeping that one under wraps. Oh.
How you doing, partner?
Mr. Campbell.
Hello, Mr.
Everything is fine, Mr. Kettleman.
I hope you're not being bothered.
Oh, Mr. Kettleman, no, I'm just catching up with some old wounds that need soothing, Mr. Cameron, but everything is going very well. Yeah, how have you been? Have you been well?
I've been great. Howdy, Mr. Cole.
Mr. Kettleman. Everything is fine here. I will personally guarantee no one gets hurt.
Yeah, we're just having a conversation, Jack.
yeah, it may look pretty awkward having 5 people surrounding me, which would be more on the sidewalk, but
Yeah.
No, don't worry, Mr. Captain. I've organised this little rabble right here. And, of course, I did consider my safety before coming here. I have got a very lovely archangel looking over me as we speak, just for my own safety. You know what I mean?
Do you need something, Jack?
But, Mr.
Is that who
Barley,
I think it
I'll
is?
focus on you right
You know
now.
it is.
Perhaps we shake
You're not
hands,
gonna cause a
right?
problem, are
We
you?
go on from here, and next time you do get
Why, you
involved
afraid
in
that I am?
something
I know you
like
too
before,
well, Jack.
yeah, you consider maybe not getting involved in it.
And what's that?
That sound good?
Against my better judgment, I will take your
I've heard
words to
whispers.
heart, Charlie.
Good man. That's what I like to hear.
What is this happening right now, Mr. Way?
No, I think,
out in the street like this garner a lot of attention. Can I introduce you in a round table inside the bank?
Dude.
Charge.
If you're
Right.
speaking, I can't.
Really not.
Little bit less we speak of it, Mr. Barley, yeah? It's done. Done is done. I've got work to do.
Okay, then walk away.
The stabbing was influenced by him whispering words into a madman, a man who was mad at the time.
Interesting,
And
right?
I have been trying to. I have asked everyone that I would have opportunity to speak to. Why? Why? What have I done? What has Taipan done to deserve 6 different attack on 6 different occasions? And the only thing I can figure is maybe Solomon wants to be king of Saint Denis. He does not like us here. I'm not sure.
Well, you should know, Mr. Coe, my brother is a very ambitious man. I mean, ambition does make you do things that others wouldn't dare do. Now, I'm going to compare a parallel, Mr. Coe, because I've just discussed it with your friends. I had not been working with a cat for about a month around the time that I was blown away. And I could relate to you on that, because I was questioning it. I was like, why? Why am I blown away right now? What have I done to these 6 people? Some that I used to consider as friends.
Yes.
So, how about we both work that out together, Mr. Coe?
I would like that.
Oh, have a little look at that gravestone.
Ah, yes, it's a very nice gravestone. Yes.
Now, I think we can find some common ground here, Mr. Coe, because if Taipan Industries and Mr. Way and his group of lovely friends and the cat can keep it strictly between business in the 2 factions, there is a very high possibility that in not this recent close future, but in the future, maybe in the distance, that all this bloodshed can be resolved in the same manner that I did it there, and peace and prosperity can reign for a little bit longer.
I believe in giving people a second chance. So, if it does not work out, it does not work out. But there's always 2 sides to a coin, 2 sides to a man or lady. War brings out the worst in us. I'm sure you know this.
And some it brings out the worst, and some it brings out the best.
True, true. That's actually very true.
There's nothing I do better. Right now, if I wanted to, I could rally the banners.
Yes, the banners.
Several gangs. I could have several gangs ready.
Oh, that's him.
That's it. Mr. Clifford, you mind just giving us a minute? Why don't you wait downstairs?
Yep, we'll do.
Now let's go past the cut for a moment. Let's go past July Gray. There's a certain woman that I saw outside of the bank.
You speak of the golden-haired Holly.
I speak of Judas.
Who is Judas?
That's right, Judas Frost.
She has a different name?
That's right. Do you know who Judas was?
I have never heard of this person, no.
Judas betrayed his savior. for 30 pieces of silver.
Oh, is this a Christian thing?
That's right. Judas betrayed Jesus.
Oh, the Jesus. Yes, I have heard of this man. Oh, so he betrayed the Jesus for some money. Okay.
That's right, and that's who she is. She's a Judas.
What would it take for you to put this behind you? Like I assume you have done with so many other, perhaps, people who have wronged you in the past. Now you have changed your life.
What if I tell you that she's a marked woman and nothing will save her? What if I'm bringing this up to save you? What if I told you that if you continue working with her, you'll see everything you worked for fall before your eyes? One by one by one. Mr. Cole, the only chance that woman has of peace, the only chance Taipan has a hope of ongoing success and prosperity is her deliverance to me.
What do you mean? To deliver her to you?
Correct.
What would you...
Maybe then, and only then, I might show mercy. But if she's not brought to me, then everybody that she's associated with will fall one by one. Maybe not immediately, maybe not even by my hand, but I guarantee you, and everything you work for, and everybody you're associated with, and all that you're paying so hard to build will crumble because of her. Because of her and the curse that she brings.
This is a hatred that runs very deep in you. It needs to be expelled one way or the other. But this will stop you from success. I believe.
Think about it. You deliver me up. Her. And leave her with me. Maybe I will forgive her. Maybe I won't. But at least that way she has a chance.
I can say this, and don't take this the wrong way. That if this is done, and she comes back dead, that would mean big problems between us.
I'll keep that in mind.
This is a great house. You know, in China, to walk the guest outside to the road is a sign of great respect. Thank you.
You told me last time, that's why I made sure to do it again.
再见. I hope to see you soon.
Take care.
And Miss Walker, if there's any words of peace you can whisper, let it be. There's no need for war or bloodshed. Yeah, I think he's just had some doctor checkup. He can't sit down, I think.
Yeah, it's I do not want to disclose the disgusting details about my illness right now. If it's okay, I would spare you that. I would.
Did you blow up the toilet, son?
Oh no.
No.
No, was it a disaster?
poor toilet, eh?
I know it's I got shot in the stomach and now I'm shitting blood sometimes.
That's no laughing matter.
That's even worse. I'm so sorry.
Sorry
I'm so
about
sorry.
that.
I
Good
hope you heal
Lord.
soon, and I pray you heal well.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, listen, I was looking to talk to you and your peoples about something. More of an offer. You see, my compatriots here, you see, a couple of them, we're all starting to come out of the works. Coming back from Italy, Cuba, Colombia, whatever it fucking may be, Mallorca, and we're looking to get back into business.
It is
Some
good
bigger and
news.
better ideas.
I'm glad you were able to be reunite with your family. This is good.
I'm sorry?
I'm glad you're able to reunite with your family. This is very good.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. It's taking a bit, but we're starting to come back bigger and stronger every day. Well, anyhow, I was looking to see how your issue, or more of a question, how is the issue with you and the cut right now? How is that going, along with them being in prison still?
Yeah, right now it's no problem. I have seen some members of the cut. We have talked to them. Some have actually been very nice. And we sit down and have good talk. I have met with Charlie Walker to try and procure some peace. He will be trying his best to, how do you say, maybe I don't say it quite right, but to tame his brother, if this is the way. Charlie, I believe, is more peaceful than Solomon.
Yeah, we always have that hot one in the fucking family.
Yes, of course.
Hey,
So
how that goes.
So right now
that's good. That's even better to hear, because my family, we have an idea here, and I think a couple of other organizations within the city are also alongside with this idea, but it would only work if everybody was on good terms.
Yes.
See, myself, I've been in a little bit of talks with Cattleman, the cut, perhaps yous, maybe, if yous be interested. I'm thinking a united front in Saint Denis, a castle, a bastion, all four parties, a society, will you?
And what?
See, we all have like-minded businesses, and it's best that we all. I think it's best for business that we all work together rather than work against each other, because, if my predecessors have told me anything, our only one true enemy is always going to be the law, always.
Yes. There was a man who came here last night. His name is Talifax. He is known as the Shadow.
I don't think I've ever heard of him before.
No, not many people have, but I have. He is a master of disguise, espionage, counterintelligence, misinformation. He is not a killer, but he can manage such things, if need be. Can you eat more quietly, please?
Sorry.
This man, he is a white man, Caucasian, but he grew up in Okinawa. He came dressed in the Asian clothing, which immediately made me interested to see who he was. So we started to talk, and slowly he let me know who he was and what he does. We talked for a very long time. He is willing to help us in the situation we find ourselves right now, and in the future, for a fee, of course.
Mr. Talifax has arrived.
Oh, very good. Let me go down and greet him like a...
Fucking timing.
Yes, Mr. Talifax, we were just talking about you. Good to meet you. Good to see you, sorry.
It's good to see you as well.
I have a gift for you too. Let me introduce you. This here to my left is Mr. Zhang Wei. He is our fearless leader.
I see. Mr. Zhang Wei. That is you right here in front of me?
Indeed. Pleasure to meet you, Laser.
Good to meet you too. Jethro Talfax. For those of you who are not aware, I am not of Asian descent. I am Caucasian, although I grew up in Japan. So
Indeed.
I adopted a lot of the different teachings and styles.
This here to my right is my business partner, Bai Li Huang, descendant of the great Qin dynasty.
Good to meet you.
And to his right is Holly, one of the ladies that, one of the people that we discussed yesterday.
Pleasure to meet you, madam.
Same.
So, what seems to be... What is it we are here to discuss? I know what I would like, but what is it that you would like?
Well, we were just getting... I was just discussing with them about our talk last night. And your need for an apprentice. You say you are not getting any younger, and you do not want your art to be lost.
Yes. It is... my master sent out many apprentices. I am not the only one, but he sent out many apprentices across the world to go and establish their own apprentices, teach them the ways, and to basically proliferate the teachings, the way of shadow.
Well, this here, Holly, I just mentioned to her about this apprenticeship. Perhaps you two should talk a little to see if it's something that can be arranged, if you are interested, or if
First
worthy.
and foremost, yes, I would like to know whether it is something that you would be interested in devoting your life to. Keep in mind, by saying devote your life to, it is not that you need to leave any sort of business ventures you're already aspiring to complete. It is sort of devoting yourself to the teachings and using those teachings to further your own endeavors.
Well, I mean, it sort of depends on what they are. I can't really say something like that without knowing, you know?
Predominantly, it is espionage.
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. Yes.
That is sort of the core of the teachings. Espionage and information gathering, the planting of information, psychological manipulation. You can use this to further your own endeavors, or you can use them to help, for instance, your friends here.
Mr. Talifax, may I also interrupt again? These here are also two people that I have not talked to them about this yet, but Yahiko is to my right. He is from Japan.
Pleasure to meet you, Yahiko.
Hiro Misuta.
Next to him sits Dayu, the Yellow Lotus of the Red Lantern Society. She has traveled far to be here, and quite skilled in a different kind of craft than what you teach. But if they are willing, and if you are willing, these three were my ideas for apprentice.
I am not entirely familiar with the Yellow Lotus or the Red Lantern. I don't know why.
What is your stance on the rebellion that happens in China, sir?
China? I'm not entirely familiar. Explain the rebellion.
Tai Zhu speaks of the Boxer Rebellion. This is great turmoil that fortunately and unfortunately has many of foreign influences deciding the fate of the rest of where China decides to reside. In talking about the entire imperial court, using the Boxers, people who are blessed by a heavenly gift of imperviousness to bullets, fighting barbarically against coalitions. Japan, Germany, Italy, and many others over in Tianjin. These people are fighting with great purpose to persevere the old ways.
Culture.
Culture.
Well, then if the rebellion is to maintain culture, I am for it.
Yes, I was one of the leaders in the Boxer Rebellion. I too slapped the yellow charms on my chest and my back. I performed the dances, sang the songs. And I led hundreds of thousands even to their death. Even though we greatly outnumbered our enemy, we were slaughtered like sheep in a pen.
Sir, I wish you to picture a full battalion of trained warriors, martial art, the blade. They know how to wield the steel. This battalion is entirely made out of women. They are dressed in red, and on the front line they stand in front of all the other warriors, with more courage gathered together than you have ever seen. And these women, they do something that calls with the spirits of the battlefield. They scream. They scream in the night. They scream in the smoke of places that have been set on fire. And this scream, sir, it enters your bones.
I apologize. Your description, the picture you were painting was just so vivid that I felt myself whisked away.
Yes.
Tell that to my stomach. All right. I think it's time for us to go our separate ways, everybody. We'll take this wonderful gentleman. Your name, sir?
Charles Walker.
What?
Everybody, take this wonderful gentleman on a nice walk, all right? Come back
Sure
soon.
then, Willie Walker.
Willie Walker.
He's still Walker.
All right.
You can
Just-
keep Charles.
Wait,
It's Walker's the issue.
no, I think I need to be dressed in purple if I'm going to be a Willie Walker.
A Willy Wonka.
Get the fuck out.
One of the people,
So
huh?
never mind. We'll just go with somebody pick a first name. Start.
Elfrich.
What?
Bartholomew.
No.
Gertrude.
First lesson. Inconspicuous. You want to be a blank slate. You understand? You want to be
Jonathan, go.
anybody that somebody needs you to be. So you can't have nothing interesting. No names that are gonna be remembered. You need something that's
Like John
simple.
Wick.
Charlie
Like
Walker.
Michael.
It will not be
John Wick.
remembered. I like it.
John's a good one.
Bailey, do you want to lose
All
a
right,
fucking ear?
John.
John.
What?
John Doe.
Well, I have two.
I'm gonna put you
John
inside
Brown.
of the
I like it. That's
my God.
perfect.
Oh, I am what I eat.
Yeah, there's a fucking cannery right down the street. Don't test me. All right. Yahiko, Daiju, Hori, the best of luck to you on your journeys and be safe out there, please.
Sayonara. Do we need a card, Mr.
Brown.
John Brown.
Okay, Mr. Brown. Do we need a card?
I mean, let's just take a walk. Show me around town. Tell me about
okay.
some things.
Of course.
That's all.
Goodbye.
Have you here because I need to be very transparent with you there, Sangmi. Or Simon. It has been a lot of years since we talked to each other. I believe I was 17 the last time I seen you. It's a long time. It's been like 17 years since I've seen you. Much has happened. Father has opened up at least 3 more mines in other different countries, all man by himself. And then eventually, he set his eyeballs over here in Science Crossing. He asked me to helm an operation over here, start the overall growth of Way Industries, the 3rd generation, and celebrating 2 two ancestries, a grandfather and father. It has been difficult to say the least. My travels from London to come all the way over here by boat to land and try to celebrate father's outlook, honest work for honest people. To find out that most of the population of the crossing is quite the opposite. Cutthroats, outlaws, bank robbers, opportunists who will do anything to get their money's worth. It will hurt anybody to do so. But even during all my struggles, I was able to carve a path. One that was rewarding for every and all people. The two people that are sitting at this very table were also workers from my industry at some point. While I spent my time here, growing and manifesting the business, I questioned a lot of things. Father was a very interesting man. Your father told there was conversations or things they would do, he would not tell us, they would do on their own. The people that they would meet on a day-to-day basis and would never associate them with us. And I questioned that every day. I questioned it even more when I was swinging the axe at the wall. Kochenga and Bailey are a byproduct of the Boxer Rebellion. But even more so than that, they are missionaries. They came all the way from far off in China to come here and work for way industries with intentions in mind. It wasn't until after money had been raised and they both had come together to open up Taipan, two people from very different backgrounds. Carl, would you care to give Miss Siming a
Yes.
bit of who you are?
Well, I'm nobody, really. I was sold to the army when I was 8 years old. I never saw my parents again. So I have lived a very, well, actually not quite interesting life. But like I said earlier, I rose in the ranks a little. I became a leader in the Boxer Rebellion. Of course, we rode not with professional soldiers. These were almost all volunteers. And we failed. And I would just say this about Bailey. We have known each other for quite a long time, since he was a young lad. And he also rode with me, but he comes from a very different background than I do. But I am from the city of Tianjin, which is close to Beijing. A city now that is occupied by 8 foreign nations.
Bailey, would you care to let Siming know a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Bai Li Huang. My father was a Chen Li Huang.
Do you remember the whispers that would go through the streets when we would walk through the market at times, Siming? The whispers of the White Lotus Society.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
It seems to be that those whispers eventually started to traverse through the great winds and turn into shouts in my ear. As Bai Li Huang and Kochenga Sheng both approached me and said that they were brought here not to make money or find opportunity in the crossing, but were sent as missionaries with the mission to ask me a question, and that question being, am I ready to die? A question that grew more and more in my head. Are you ready to die? Are you ready to die? And for a minute I had no idea realistically what I was getting myself into. And then I get telegram from Father. Did you answer the question yet? My reply was yes. A very strong yes. To my knowledge, father had been a part of the White Lotus Society for some time, and I can only imagine that your father may have been the same, or at least a cohort. Thing is, though, as we all know, that talking of the society, the reason why it traversed in whispers is because the very utterance of its name could mean that your tongue would be cut out and fed to the turtles. When I was asked this question, my answer was yes. What you are surrounded with now is my family, my home. Da Hong Wen Sui.
Da Hong Wen Sui.
One Sui.
The Hong Wen Sui.
This is my legacy. Way Industries is traversed into Taipan, Taipan has traversed into the home. Where we put the higher agenda forward. There are people who have threatened our very existence. All the things that we've worked hard for, the months of Way Industries' work, of Taipan's work, the gun store downstairs, all of these things. We have had multiple people trespass against us. Jack Kettleman putting a knife into my brother's belly cow. Bai Lee have his gun store blown halfway to shit. Cole being shot, and so much more. I worried. And I faltered. And then I started to think to myself, there has to be others that I would want to have by my side. And even after 17 long years. You were one of the first people to come to mind. So I mean, I ask you, would you honor your grandfather's ancestry?
Hi.
I before you stand as Dagger, Head Dragon. To my left, Bai Lee, my red pole. Second lieutenant, my first lieutenant to my right, Mr. Cole. My gold pole. I ask you the same question that was asked to me. Are you ready to die?
Yes.